Hey everyone, welcome back to my podcast, Suchitra's Life, and I hope you guys are doing good in your own lives as well. So, back in 2021, when I started this particular podcast of mine, I had no clue as to what I wanted to talk about or even share. And I remember I deleted a previous podcast of mine where I was just blabbering utter nonsense. Then I thought, okay, let me fail at this, but not before I actually put in some effort. And that's when things started to progress a little bit. And I truly want to talk about this part of showing your work. And there's a book about this too, which I read recently, and it really resonated with me. The book, Show Your Work, is written by Austin Kleon is such a refreshing read. I heard a lot about another book of his called Steal Like an Artist, which I'm sure I'll pick it up sometime in future. Coming back to this one. This book is quite short. You don't have to read through tons and tons of lengthy texts or boring chapters. Each and every chapter of this book is concise and to the point. This book definitely is talking about showing your work in this day and age where we have internet and social media. In this book, Austin talks about how important it is to start a habit of sharing something consistently online. For this, you don't have to be a genius or an expert in the field. What you can be is a fellow learner who is talking about their pain points and what you are doing to work around them to create your work. Basically, the process. I really loved this quote in the book. Uh, it's by Charlie Chaplin. That it says, "That's all any of us are, amateurs. We don't live long enough to be anything else." When I read this, I kind of got goosebumps. Uh, do you guys know the origin of the word amateur? It's from the French language, meaning lover of. So basically, when you say you're an amateur, it can also mean that you are a lover of a particular thing, an interest. So when I learned about this, I started substituting this French meaning um, when I talk to myself. Earlier, I used to say, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, let's say, be it drawing, filming, even podcasting. But nowadays, I tell myself, I'm a lover of, you know, podcasting, I'm a lover of photography, I'm a lover of sketching or filmmaking or whatever it is. And trust me, it kind of like, I don't feel that bad enough about myself for giving it a shot. I am okay. Earlier it used to be like really bad, like comparing my work with another professional who has definitely spent more time at their craft. And there's an other highlight that I made in this book is it says the world is changing at such a rapid rate that it's turning us all into amateurs. Even for professionals, the best way to flourish is to retain an amateur's spirit and embrace uncertainty and the unknown. He mentions that gone are the days when an artist would struggle a lot in their studios where they were making so many mistakes to produce a masterpiece and all that the audience would get to glimpse was their work, which was their masterpiece. Back then, the idea was that audience won't be interested in the process. All they want to look at is just the final product, that painting, that movie, or listen to that final piece of music. Also, there was gatekeeping and Artists of any kind weren't interested in showing their techniques or processes. But now things have changed drastically. Like sharing your behind the scenes might actually help someone out there to figure out their issue as well. Sharing your processes and practices helps to build your own voice. All this being said and done, don't let sharing your work take precedence over actually doing your work. If you're having a hard time balancing the two, just set aside a timer for 30 minutes. And once the timer goes off, kick yourself off the internet and get back to work. That's what Austin Kleon suggests as well. For people to find you, the first and the foremost thing you need to do is show up and build your voice. There's another quote from the book that caught my eye. It says, "Find your voice, shout it from the rooftops, and keep doing it until the people that are looking for you find you." It's by Dan Harmon. And when I was reading a chapter in this book called Sell Out, I couldn't help but wonder, oh, you know what? Even I thought a so and so artist was becoming a little commercial now, but my bad. Every artist needs money to pay their bills, and if they are doing it legally, who am I to stop them or feel bad about it? In fact, I should be happy for them. And sometimes I wonder, like, if I ever come to their level where my work is funding my lifestyle, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's hard work too. This is a book to be revisited time and again for any type of artist out there. And when you do learn to do something well, try to become a student again and learn something different from scratch. I think it's so hard to be a student again and learn something new from scratch because whatever validation and ego that we've built by being a master at a particular thing comes into play, and it stops us from being an amateur. Finally, I'd like to end this episode with a quote from the book. Anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough. And this quote was by Alan D. Botton. Until next time, take care.